question here is who is your favourite cycling commentator all time? We have guys like Phil Liggett, Paul Sherwin, etc. I've got some of the GCN boys, Matt White, etc. Daniel Lloyd, they also do some great contributions. Got Chris Horner in the US, Van der Velde. I think Lance Armstrong should be a commentator. On YouTube, we have Lantern Rouge, who is doing really, really well. He's a guy who came up through me a few years back, watched some of Lantern Rouge's first videos and helped him get the ball rolling, and he's just like taking it really to the next level. So good on Patrick for kicking ass. Chris Horner's also doing the YouTube stuff as well, and TV. Chris has got some great, just for insight, you know, like if you've raced the Tour de France, you know what the deal is. And so Chris, I'd say he's definitely on TV, kicking ass as well, and then catch up on YouTube. But in Australia we have Robbie McEwen. I think Robbie McEwen is like right up there. Mike Tomalaris. I think SBS has axed him. Mike Tomalaris. Many of you from the US, etc., won't know Mike, but Mike is just, I've met him a few times, and just off camera, just a chill dude to the fans. Loves the cycling. Just good for the sport. So I think they're sad that SBS have ditched him or whatever. They have this year. I watched the Tour de France and stuff, and I think it was the Vuelta a bit, or the Giro, and I think it was Matt Keenan. It does alright, but then he left a little comment about Lance Armstrong, saying that Greg LeMond's the only person from the US to win the Tour de France, and I was like, Matt, mate, I think his name's Matt Keenan. I think it is, but it's SBS, the younger sort of guy. And I was just thinking, mate, if Lance Armstrong didn't pin all that EPO, you wouldn't have a job today. Like, most Australians wouldn't really care about Tour de France so much, right? Like most Australians wouldn't care about Tour de France. Lance Armstrong put cycling on the modern day map, right? Definitely. And if you think Greg LeMond was natty, you think Greg LeMond, who still has the fourth fastest time cut out there, where were we? If you think Greg LeMond, who still has, correct me if I'm wrong, the fourth fastest Tour de France time trial ever, and done on the last day of 3 weeks of racing for the yellow jersey against the best of the best of the Euro juiceheads, and you think Greg LeMond did that natural when only a few months beforehand he was going to quit because he was just going so bad and he was mad anemic and couldn't keep up in races, for a few months ago, to winning the Tour de France, decimating the who's who of pharmaceutical riders. You think Greg did that naturally? Then you are just like, hey, maybe Santa Claus exists. I don't have any proof, neither do you. Maybe Santa Claus does exist, Maybe this year or Christmas Eve I'll wait up for Santa. So yeah, I found it really chill. I think, and then the SBS also had a female commentator, and I'm all for female commentators. I think Rochelle Gilmore does a good job, but they had some chick on there. She was so PC, and she was bringing her feminist views to the race. I think not to sound like too much of a douche, but yeah, go and talk with Clementine Ford if you want to do the whole feminist thing and men are dangerous and all this stuff, because it's like, anyway, that's just my deal, I think. And I really had a hard time listening to Matt and this chick, I forget her name, just dribble on about this stuff, and I was just thinking, oh man, like, where's Robbie McEwen? Where's Tomalaris? Like Tomalaris, Tomo and McEwen, mate, bring it back. Or have maybe Cadell Evans, or someone who knows the sport really well, or who isn't going to like throw shade at Lance Armstrong. And if you think, but Lance is a druggie, like, blah, 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 blah. If you think today's peloton, or running, or soccer, or swimming, you think it's full natty bra, you think it's just hard work and hard training and there's no pharmaceutical assistance, man, you're dreaming, absolutely dreaming, in my opinion. Okay, it's professional sport, man. We want to see freaks of nature. It's part of the deal. That's why I reckon we should get rid of the drug tests so we can increase the safety of the athletes, the swimmers and the runners and the cyclists and all the pole vaulters, everyone, the fighters, the boxers who are using performance enhancing substances. If we make everything, just get rid of the tests, then we'll get rid of all the dodgy black market stuff. We'll get rid of most of that, and it'll just be less stress for the athletes, and then the world can be educated on what actually goes on in the world versus this fake natty lie that keeps going on. the big brands love to endorse. Anyway, that's the deal. Who's your favourite commentator? For TV, I would love to have SBS bring back Tom Alaris, bring on Robbie McEwen as their two full-timers, commentators. I'm not sure. And also, how could I forget David McKenzie? I think these ex-riders bring some X factor to the races. I mean, Tom Alaris for the nostalgia, and he just loves it. But these guys like McEwen, or even Stuart O'Grady, when they do Michelle Gilmore, when they do the commentary, they bring some experience to the race, to the audience that you don't get as just a commentator who is passionate about the sport but hasn't had that first-world experience of being a bike racer, etc. So I think Dave McKenzie, Michelle Gilmore, Stuart O'Grady, maybe Pat Yonker as well. Just these bring back these experienced riders and who can talk really well as well. Bring them back. We'll bring them on. We'll bring them on more. That's my opinion.